Commissioner Varga, Commissioner Palomera,
Here.
Commissioner Kenlock, Commissioner Hattis,
Present.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Here.
Commissioner Dobb. Here. Chair Mareki,
Here.
you have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none. Next item.
B, approval of the July 12th, 2022 meeting minutes.
Okay.
Support.
All right, we have an approval and support. Any questions, comments about the meeting minutes of last meeting? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Next item.
Item 1, under unfinished business, requesting commission approval of a 4-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Wade Trim Associates.
Okay, could you read all three and then we'll take all three of these together? And again, for this agenda, we will wait to the end to make any kind of recommendations to full board.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Wade Trim Associates. And item 3, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Wade Trim Associates.
Okay, you may recall from the last meeting that we passed these 3 contracts for the day because the contracts did not put the verbiage of liquidated damage provision to protect the county so that we can collect damages in the event of a breach of contract. That wording has been put into these 3 contracts at this point. So does anybody have any questions on this? All right, thank you, staff and administration for working on this. We all appreciate it. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 1, under new business, forwarding the current vehicle assignment report, including the vehicle type, age of vehicle, location, status, and brass tack number for all Wayne County vehicles.
Okay. Questions on this? And the next 4 items are receiving files when we make our final recommendation. Any questions on the vehicle assessment report? All right, next item.
Item 2, forwarding the Commissioners' Community Parks millage allocations in the Wayne County Parks millage capital plan.
Right, these are Commissioners County Parks millage allocations and where each project is in relation to if it's finished, if it's being worked on. Questions? Right, I think every commissioner knows what's going on in their district. Next item.
Item 3, forwarding the May 2022 report of all complaint calls made to 1-888 road crew.
Questions on this? All right, next item.
Item 4, forwarding the completion status of roads in the CIP plan.
On this. All right, next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with DLZ Michigan.
Okay, this is construction engineering services on Ecorse Road and Wayne Road in the city of Romulus. Okay, I'll put you down for full board. Okay, unless you do it at the end with the whole agenda. Okay, do you have any questions on this, Commissioner Hattis? Good. Okay. Anyone else? Next item.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of a resolution authorizing the publication of a notice of intent to issue revenue bonds for Phase 1 of the Rouge Valley sewage disposal system improvements.
Okay, this is for $13 million. Is there someone here that can just talk to us about this? This is a notice of intent for bonds. This is not actually approving bonds at this point. Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Noel Mullet. I'm with the Wayne County Department of Public Services, Environmental Services Division. Yes, this is part of the Rouge Valley's long-term corrective action plan. A series of capital improvements that will be made to improve the system, improve the ability to maintain the system, as well as comply with the final order of abatement that the county is under from the state for the operation of the facility. There's some sanitary sewage overflow issues, capacity issues that these projects will correct.
Okay, and we had already passed in 2021, I think it was, over $5 million in bond money back then.
Yes, the long-term corrective action plan is a multi-phase, multi-year, over 10-year project. There'll be multiple loans throughout the life of the project. So this is the second of those SRF loans. So very similar to what the body acted upon last year. We're going through that same process this year for this second loan.
So this brings it up to what, 18,000, a little over 18,000. I mean, 18 million. Wish it was 18,000. So will this be the end of phase one, these monies, or you don't know yet?
Yeah, this should be the end of the phase one projects. There were some other potential projects identified in the long-term corrective plan. But some of them were kind of contingent on how these ones work out, as well as, so as the phases go along, there's kind of an analysis that's happening as well. I mean, the overall intent of the long-term plan is to try to really reduce the big ticket items. I mean, there's a lot of system assessment and design that's kind of built into each phase that will inform the next phase. And then the big ticket items are sort of towards the end, with the intent that what we do here on the front end can really minimize what that basically a large storage facilities would need to be, could reduce the size of those.
So do you know what time period these phases will be completed?
It was intended to be, we're basically pushing past 2030 at this point. We're working with the state on sort of revisiting the overall schedule for the final abatement order. So, we're trying to push it out as far as we're able to.
Okay.
Without.
All right, thank you. Any questions from commissioners on this? Okay, thank you for the information.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right, next item.
Item 7, requesting commissioner approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Northville and the township of Northville.
Okay, this is for a skateboard park. All right, and I just want to remind the commissioners, like I always do with these commissioner millage park projects, that it's a responsibility of the cities or townships to provide the county at least a 30-day notice to appear at any media event. So you should all be notified if you have a media event with your park millage money improvements. Okay, any questions on this? All right, next item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Livonia.
This is for 2 of their community pools. Any questions? All right, next item.
Item 9 on the addenda, requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with Allied Building Service Company of Detroit.
Okay, this is an My Deal project or money bidding update electrical services for events and food trucks in Elizabeth Park. Questions? Right, next item.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a contract with JV Contracting.
Okay, JV Contracting, this is to continue providing lane line marking and removal on primary and local county roads. One. All right, next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of a 3-year retroactive contract and amendments 1 and 2 to a 3-year contract with testing engineers and consultants.
Okay, this is a retroactive contract. It's my understanding that the first 2 contracts were under 100,000. The first one was for 50,000. The second one was for 34,000. Now it brings the third contract up to 168,000. And because of that, we have to go back and approve contracts 1 and 2. Does that sound?
I'm sorry, through the chair. Yes, so at the time that contract 1 was actually authorized, it did require commission approval. It was, I believe this is the one where it was off by like a penny or something. So it was at 50,000 and not 49,999. And then I believe contract 2, that was prior to the increase in delegated authority had expired. So there was a gap of like a week. Thereby, they didn't have delegated authority for that amount. So that should have come here. So this is just correcting, I guess, the record. So now that all 3 will be approved by the commission, including this latest modification.
Okay, contract 2 was like for 34,000. So that probably wouldn't have come to us anyway, right?
I believe it increased the total amount to an amount
got
that
it.
would have been required by the commission. And I'm looking at
Got
my
it.
colleague across who's
Okay.
shaking his head. Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
All right, that makes sense. All right, thank you. Any questions on this? Okay. All right, next item.
Item 12, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation.
Okay, this is for road improvements along Beach Daily Road from Warren to Jennifer Street, a little north of Jennifer Street in the city of Dearborn Heights. Okay, with this, this project is not listed on the CIP list. So because of that, as a commission, we need to have this changed on the CIP. And this is an item that cannot come to full board as an immediate consideration or an exigent item. So what needs to happen to this item needs to go to Ways and Means first. And it's not ready to do this now. Michelle Yancey is working on this, but I hate to hold this contract, this MDOT contract up for this. We are guaranteed this is going to come before us either by August 4th or August 18th.
Madam
So
Chair?
we have such a short span of being able to do road work. This is almost a $3 million contract. So I'm recommending, Terrence, you want to address this?
Through the chair, Commissioner Maraki, just to clarify, the item on the agenda is, the item that needs to go to Ways and Means is a modification to the
Yes.
CIP
Sorry.
plan,
Yeah.
not necessarily the item, the road project that's on the agenda.
No, I knew that. I must not have verbalized that correctly. It's actually the CIP change or whatever update that needs to go to Ways and Means, not this item.
Correct.
Thank you. I wasn't clear. So I feel comfortable moving this through and we'll guarantee that change comes to Ways and Means within the month of August.
Madam Chair?
Yep.
Hi, this is Michelle.
Oh, hi, Michelle.
Hi, yes, I plan to have this revised CIP to commission and through TCM before the next full board. That is a guarantee.
She
It
said
might not
before-
get to wings. Yeah, before full board, this will be in commission's queue, the revised CIP plan.
Okay, but Felicia, it still has to go to Ways and Means before that, right?
So through the chair, the issue was that normally we don't approve a project that's not on the CIP plan. You have to be on the CIP plan before the project or the contract is let and it's
Right.
approved. In this instance, so normally that's what happens. The CIP plan comes first, the contract, and if that doesn't happen, they come simultaneously. So what the department has indicated is that they promised that they will get that CIP plan to the commission and in our hands so that we know we have it for approval prior to this contract actually being approved, because we're somewhat out of order, I guess you'll say. But yes, the CIP plan is generally submitted with the budget, so it always goes through Ways and Means.
Okay, so we just can't put it on full board. We're going to have to approve it at Ways and Means before it goes to a full board vote, right?
In regards, through the chair, in regards to the CIP plan.
Right.
Yes, that has to go through Ways and Means.
Right.
Now it's the
Not
comfortability.
not the item.
Not the item,
right.
correct. But it's the comfortability of the commission if to prove the actual the project
Right.
before we approve the CIP amendment. But if it's on the commission floor, then hopefully that gives the commission comfort that it will get approved at a future Ways and Means and full board, the CIP plan.
Right. Right. Yep. But what I'm saying with the CIP plan, we're going to have that at Ways and Means before we can push it off to full board.
So under the charter says that all appropriation related items go through Ways and Means. They have to go through Ways and
Mhm.
Means. And because this is generally a part of the budget, it always goes through Ways and Means before it goes to the full board. So it's really a part of that charter language that we're trying to comply with.
Right. So it's going to have to be on the Ways and Means agenda
Yes.
at some point
Yes.
before we vote on it at full board to change, to
Yes.
update the CIP.
Yes.
But we can go forward with this one. Is everybody comfortable with that? Does everybody know what I'm talking about? I'm glad they're clarifying because I'm obviously not being clear. Everyone okay? All right, next item.
Item 13, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Pyrotech Security Systems.
This is for unarmed security guards at the various DPS maintenance yards. We've had this contract in the past. Questions on this? Okay. All right. Yes. Okay.
Support.
All right, we have an approval for the entire agenda, including those 4 receiving files by Commissioner Hattis and supported by Commissioner Baydoun. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga?
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero?
Yes.
Commissioner Kinlock?
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis?
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun?
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb? Yes. Chair Mariki?
Yes. Agenda all passes and we'll move on to full board. Next item.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I have heard of none, any such other matters. Okay, none. Next item,
Public comments.
right? Is there anyone from the public here that would like to address the Committee on Public Services? Okay, I see no one coming forward. Madam Clerk, do we have any emails?
No emails.
Okay, and can you tell who's on, if there's anybody on the public? Zoom? If there's anyone in the public on Zoom or on the telephone that would like to address the Committee on Public Services, please go ahead. Do you see anybody, Madam Clerk? I can't see.
I don't see anyone.
Anyone from the public that would like to address our committee? One more time, anyone from the public? Okay, hearing no one. Next item.
Adjournment.
Right. All right, we have